Hi, boys and girls. In reading today, we are going to read a nonfiction text titled The First Thanksgiving. What do you already know about Thanksgiving? Is this a holiday that you celebrate? Share with the person you're working with. What do you already know about Thanksgiving? Let's look at the photograph below to help us start thinking about Thanksgiving. I noticed a family gathered around a table. I noticed a turkey. They look like they're enjoying each other. They have big smiles on their faces, having a great time. Is this similar to your Thanksgiving? Mine too. Now, notice over here in this illustration, we see that there are some people in boats and they have a lot of things packed up with them. A clue that this is nonfiction text is there's a caption that goes with the illustration. This caption says, "The Pilgrims arrived in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1620. So that was a very long time ago. So this group of people here are called the Pilgrims. Also, if we look at this illustration, it looks like people are meeting for the first time and maybe going to shake hands. The caption says the Wampanoag people were living in Plymouth when the Pilgrims arrived. So that means the Wampanoag people were in Plymouth, Massachusetts first, and then the Pilgrims came and arrived in Plymouth. If we look at this illustration over here, it looks like you see the Wampanoag people and the Pilgrims, and they seem to be sharing food, and they look like they're all gathered together at a celebration. The caption here says, the menu probably included turkey, duck, deer, clams, beans, cranberries, squash, and pumpkin, but no potatoes or pie. So I know a menu is like a list of food. So I know that the people here are gathered around to eat together. So let's go back to the beginning. We looked over the photos and the illustrations to get an idea about what we're reading. I also know that the title is The First Thanksgiving. So we're not talking about Thanksgiving that just passed this year, but we're talking about the very first one and how it happened. So that's going to be your purpose for listening today. You are going to listen to learn how the first Thanksgiving happened. When we're all finished, I'm going to ask you to retell me one key detail. So let's read together. The first Thanksgiving. What is your favorite thing about Thanksgiving? Is it helping to cook the juicy turkey or eating it? Maybe it's seeing all your cousins. There are so many things to love about our modern day holiday. The smells, the food, the fun. The first Thanksgiving long ago was very different. So, boys and girls, we're going to have to now think about this as we read. How was Thanksgiving different then? Let's read on. It all began when the Pilgrims reached America after a long and difficult journey across the sea. It was almost winter and terribly cold. What did they find? Nothing. No houses, no shops, and no food. The Pilgrims got weak and sick. They needed help. So now this illustration makes more sense to me. Notice, in this text, it told us that there was nothing here. There were no houses or homes, no shops, and no food. So all of these pilgrims really need help. I wonder how they're going to solve this problem. The Wampanoag, a Native American people, shared what they have. And remember, boys and girls, we looked over at the illustration and we know that they were living here first. So the Wampanoag people shared what they had. They helped the Pilgrims live through that first winter. Finally, winter ended. The Wampanoag taught the Pilgrims many things, like where to fish and hunt, how to get sap from maple trees, and how to plant and harvest crops. That fall, the Pilgrims had enough to eat and to share. They invited the Wampanoag to a feast. Together, they gave thanks for the good harvest and their friendship. Every fall, we celebrate that first Thanksgiving. We are thankful for good food, good friends, and family. Now, boys and girls, I think that relates to or connects to my life. We always celebrate Thanksgiving and we do think about what we're thankful for. I think about my family, my friends, my students. I'm thankful to have a home. So we like to think about Thanksgiving as a time to be thankful. Now, let's go back in the text and you're going to think about the important details of what you read. And remember, we're thinking about how the first Thanksgiving happened. So what did we learn was an important detail about how it first happened. In order to do this, we have to use our question words. So we like to think about who, what, when, where, why, and how. So who were the people in the first Thanksgiving? Remember, we said the people were the Pilgrims, and where they went is Plymouth, Massachusetts. So those are important details. Who thinks they can tell me the important detail for when they went to Plymouth, Massachusetts? When? It was almost winter and terribly cold. So it was almost winter. That is when this takes place. So that's an important key detail. Now what you're going to do is tell me one important key detail that tells you how the first Thanksgiving happened.